Have you ever wondered if you handle the situation properly? I know I have. Well, you're welcome to SIP. Here, we say it properly. And we're looking forward to having you on each episode as we learn together how to say it properly. I am MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. See you then. Hello, you're welcome to Say It Properly. My name is MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA, and I'm excited to have you here again. Oh, this episode we're going to be talking about cheating. And I know that the first thing that came to your mind was cheating in relationships. But that's not the only way you can cheat. We're going to be talking about cheating in a different dimension today. We're talking about cheating in classroom, in your place of work, cheating your friends, cheating at a game and sports. That's the kind of cheating we're looking at. And that kind of cheating actually has a wider spread effect than, the relationship cheating. All right. So what is cheating? It's a dishonest act. When you're dishonest about what you're doing, it's an unfair advantage that you gain through improper ways. So you're doing something incorrectly so that you can be ahead of other people. That's what you call cheating. It's breaking the rules so that you can win unfairly. When you break the rules, you're trying to get ahead of other people. You don't follow the rules so that you can win. You do something different. That's what cheating is. We know that people have, I looked at cheating and said, it's no big deal. Cheating is not, it happens every day. Talk about our classrooms. Well, I have two stories to share with you today. So maybe we'll bring it home for you. And I hope you'll be able to work with me on this. So the first case studies were Imran. Imran had a spelling test and he had studied so hard for it, but there are a few words that he just could not remember how to spell correctly. And during the last test, his friends had made fun of him because he only got 7 out of 10 correct and they got all, and the teacher applauded them. And so what happened? Imran made up his mind that he was going to get all 10 correct this time. And so he wrote down the words that he found difficult. He wrote them on his desk so that when he got to that point, he'll be able to just look at it. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, because the consequence of cheating will be arrested if his teacher caught him. And that's what happened. So his teacher caught him doing that. Yes, he was caught looking at the words that he had written on the desk and got called into the principal's office. Ahmed and Timothy, his friends, were sad that he was caught, but at the same time, they laughed at him. That's one part. How about cheating? The second story is in a family setting. And so it was family game night at the old ways, and everyone was excited that it was Monopoly night because they had chosen that it was going to be Monopoly that week. As the game went on, the father observed that Ella would always find a way to distract other players when she landed on their property. She found a way to do that. He also observed that she had carefully counted out more money for herself because she was the treasurer when she was distributing the money. And towards the end of the game, when he saw her do it a second time counting out the money, he stopped her and he called her out on both acts. In both stories, you can see what cheating is. You have the young boy who is there and he wants to get 10 out of 10 because his friends had made fun of him. That's one. Then you also have the young lady at home. And this is there's a no pressure situation, but yet she thought she needed to do something so that she could be the champion of that particular game night. Can you identify with it? Have you cheated in games before? You're playing cards with your friends and you cheated. You say it's no big deal. But the reality of it is that that attitude carries on into other areas of life. And what we're trying to teach, say it properly, is how to preserve virtues and correct ourselves and the things that we think are normal, and to help other people do the same. So why do people cheat? People of all ages, children, teenagers, adults, male, female, anybody, why do they cheat? The first thing is because everybody hates the feeling of losing. Nobody has ever lost and said, hey, I'm so happy I lost. No. Reality is that we like to win. The winner is always applauded. The winner is the one that, oh, everybody celebrates. Once you have lost, even if you are second, you're not as celebrated as the winner. We like to win. I like to win. You all like to win, I'm sure. The second reason is that, hey, people have gotten away with it. So if you've done it once, you got away with it, you most likely want to do it again and again and again. That's why people cheat. For little children, it's ignorance. For little children, it's ignorance. You know, a child doesn't understand the rule of a game. So you're playing with children and you tell them, okay, let's give an example. They're musical chairs. So you put 5 chairs out there, there are 6 children. What happens? One child has to go out if they don't get a seat. You will notice that children that are very young, mostly below the age of 7 or below the age of 5, will try to make sure that even though they've been taken out of the game, they'll try to come back into the game because they are young and they do not understand what it is to cheat. So those children are actually not cheating, they're just still learning how to play within the rules of a game. And another thing is, which is the one that is so much, you know, so common, it's so consistent in the society, is when people think it's a victimless situation. They say, what does that mean? When somebody thinks, nobody gets hurt. I'm cheating, but nobody gets hurt. So what is your business there? I'm telling my classmates the answer. What is your business? How is it affecting your life? People think that when you cheat, it can be a victimless situation. But that's not true. I'll go on to explain that, you know, soon. And then the real reason, the big reason why most of us cheat is because we're seeking the approval of someone that we look up to. So if it's your mommy and your younger child, you want mommy to applaud you. It could be your dad, it could be your teacher. The teacher had applauded Ahmed and Timothy because they did so well. And this time, Imran wanted the same thing. Has that happened to you before? I'm sure it has. And you wanted that as well. You know. So when you are dealing with the situation of someone cheating, or even thinking about yourself, or a situation where you're working with children, or it's in your family. Anytime I say you're working with, I don't mean in a formal setting. It could be in your house. It could be at the park. It could be anywhere. The important thing is that the first thing is not to label the child a cheat or label the person a cheat. Say this child, you're just a cheat. No. Because what you have done is you have put a mark on that child, and that child might not be able to move away from it. Say, well, some child will tell you, you said I'm a cheat, so let me carry on. And you'll be surprised that they'll carry on in life like that. On the other hand, you also have that child that will be damaged by what you have said. So it's not the child that is the cheat. You can say, what you are doing is wrong. Cheating is wrong. You don't call that child, you know, a cheat. The other thing we do not, you know, that we have to look at is, you know, when we do not punish. When we do not punish. Many times people get away with it because they don't get punished. So make sure that when you find someone cheating, there are consequences for such actions. If, you know, for instance, in the family game situation with the old ways, how would you have handled that as a father? Or as a mother or the auntie in the house, and you saw her do it a few times? Would you have kept quiet? Or maybe she even learned it from you because you just think it's just a game. It's no big deal. But what we have to realize is that that action, that attitude is going to translate into other areas of her life. And so it's important, very important, that you address it, you arrest it, and you have consequences. We're talking about cheating here today. Saying it properly. And you know that whatever we say properly goes into action as well. So it's not just the words, it's the actions that we carry out. First and foremost, you need to encourage individuals to be themselves. So yeah, don't emphasize winning all the time. You know, put in your efforts, do the best you can at what we're doing right now. Say, oh, I'm sure Imran, if Imran's teacher had said, oh, Imran, you did so well, you got 7 out of 10. Next time, I'm sure you will do better. I'm sure you can do better. If she had encouraged him like that, maybe that would have helped. But it was only those, you know, she only applauded those that got 10 out of 10. As adults in the lives of children and teenagers, what are we doing? Are we reinforcing just winning, Or are we also rewarding efforts and encouraging a young person to say, you tried hard, you can try harder? So that's one point we need here. The other part is that, winning is what? Through cheating is temporary. The feeling that you have is just temporary. The joy that you feel at that time is temporary, because it will pass away. From one win to another, in a few minutes, in a few hours, maybe months, that joy would pass away. It would go away. So why would you put yourself in a situation where your integrity will be tested and somebody will not be able to trust you after that? And that's what you need to tell a child or tell yourself and say, no, I don't want to work like that anymore. So the win that comes from cheating is temporary. So for example, I put something here. I said it's better that he would have learned those words, because in the future he would need to know how to spell those words. Earlier on, a friend has shared a story with me about a young man that cheated. He cheated and he got away with it and he was doing well. But later on he was caught. And when he was caught, he lost all the privileges that came with the win that he had gotten at that time. If he had performed averagely, or if he had just performed okay, you'd have been maybe somebody else would have just awarded him, an opportunity that he was looking for. But now he lost everything. We have to remember that, when you win because you're cheating, the feeling, the joy, the euphoria of, oh, I have won, is temporary. That's a big thing we need to emphasize with children, with teenagers, and even with ourselves. Because in the places of work, I've heard of situations where somebody takes the credit for somebody else's work. You've put so much effort into the job, and because you're on a team and somebody is the team head or somebody is the leader, the person takes credit for everything. At some point, they might be told to defend it. Since they did not work on it, guess what will happen? Disgrace, shame. We can avoid those things by not cheating. Work, with what you have, and you can make yourself better. Another thing I want to talk about here, which is very, very important for parents especially, is do not put pressure on children, saying you have to be the first in your class. You must get 100%. Am I asking us not to challenge our children? No, that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, let's not put undue pressure that will make a child go do that will be, considered cheating. In the universities all over the world, people have been taken in for plagiarism. They're losing their scholarships. They're asking them to maybe repeat a year or have to repeat a course because they did not acknowledge, they didn't do the references right. They didn't acknowledge, a portion of their work to where they got it from. They made it seem as if it was them. That's cheating. That's cheating, and there are consequences for that. So please, let's pay attention to that. Do not put pressure on that child. I want my children to be winners. I want them to be excellent in all things, but I also know that the pressure is long and long. When I say long, I mean all life long. Forever and ever, we're all striving to be at the top. We're all trying to be the best that we can. And so when you start at an early age to just make them feel that if you're not first, there's nothing, that's not right. In saying it properly, what we're going to say to you is encourage that child, encourage that teenager. If you're the boss in an office, don't take credit for what is not yours. Give the credit to everybody that has worked on it. Say, hey, we worked on this together. Oh, my team and I. And at the end of the day, we all know that, yes, the boss gets the accolades, but because you have acknowledged your team members, you feel like the winner and they feel like winners, and you put more of an effort into the work as well. Encourage your child to be the best at all times. Encourage them to be the best that they can be. There's a new thing that goes around and it says, be the best version of yourself. And that's the truth. Because you can't be anybody else. I might not be excellent in mathematics, but maybe I'm that star student in geography. So as a parent, look at the geography part and say, hey, you're doing excellently well. This mathematics, let's push it up a bit more. But not in a way that the child becomes a cheat. I'm emphasizing that a lot because I've worked with young people that have ended up doing the wrong things and, you know, messed up their entire lives because they were trying to impress the parents. A friend of mine, before we close, on this particular topic, shared a story with me today, just talking about women or men that are put under pressure. And I just thought about it. That's true. Okay, so a young lady gets married to this young man. This young man is, you know, just coming up in life. But instead of being encouraging, my auntie is there. Is that what your friends are doing? Is that what your mates are doing? And this guy is now being forced in his mind to perform. So he's putting up the performance appearance now. Goes to work, cuts a few, you know, deals. They're living, you know, the life now. She's like, hey, see what your friends are doing now. We're enjoying. Guess what? When EFCC comes or when the police comes, what would happen? Let's be careful about how we carry on about always winning or being at the top, because you can lead people in the wrong direction. Finally, teach and emphasize that winning is not everything. Winning is not everything. Integrity, trust, honesty are virtues that are bigger than winning. From here at Say It Properly, we hope that this week you stay away from cheating and you will encourage somebody else not to cheat with your own action. Thank you. Have you ever wondered if you handle the situation properly? I know I have. Well, you're welcome to SIP. Here, we say it properly. And we're looking forward to having you on each episode as we learn together how to say it properly. I am MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. See you then.